this. I would love to actually clip this and have this as a short. I'm I want to be a billionaire. I don't need validation. I don't want to be a celebrity because I need validation. I don't want to chase something because I wasn't loved as a child and all that and traumatized and all these things and I'm creative and ADHD. I don't want to even hear it anymore. I'm sick and tired of it. Those all may be true. I don't give a rat's ass. I want celebrityism because I'm sick and tired of everything. Jesus knew exactly what he was doing when he was walking where he was walking. And I'm supposed to be out here acting like I'm not without purpose. And while I'm in purpose, people are telling me to change purpose for the sake of other purposes that happen to be their constructs. David, I know I'm speaking in symbols, but it's the way I work, David. I understand. But I'm just going to say this. The reason you get rich, boys, the reason you make money, David, the reason you become a millionaire, David, is so that you have choices and options and you can mitigate bullshit in your life. And I've spent years of my life trying to build other people. I'm at a crucible in my life that I have to choose one lane or another. And there is no other way back. I'm on a path guaranteed to be a millionaire if I just show up at my 9 to 5 job, don't do nothing dumb, and don't die because that's just the way that the union life works, David. I can get a pension, health care, and have millions of dollars as I retire. I'm signed up for the egg corn thing, the egg corn, whatever. That's going to have $700,000 in just spare change if I do that from now until the day I die. So I'll die with multi millions. If I do nothing, that's if I could live in my car and die a millionaire, David. I don't want to hear it. I'm fucking sick and tired of it. I'm not on here to rant. I'm not on here to do anything but other than to expire and inspire, David. Inspire till I expire, I guess. But this seems like redundancy because other people are stuck in loops and you're out here trying to change systems. You're trying to make new systems. I'm so creative. I mean, it's not like I asked for it, David. I know you know this, Mr. 150 IQ. You're probably fucking smarter than me and you see the genius, David. It's not even It's not that it's not about being intelligent. It's not about being well at your job. It's not about all the I'm literally trying to change the way that the world is seen. And it's not for fucking validation. I drive myself crazy if I don't do it. I'm not out here trying to change people's minds for no reason. But David knows me and I've known long enough that this world has gone the other way in some ways. And it's like, we all were just sitting by and watching it thinking nothing could change. Tell me how we've been censored on the internet. My voice don't matter. We'd be arrested in England. We talked about this yesterday. Dave and I'd probably be in the gallows. My ancestors were probably murdered for this, and I came back in a different simulation. But that sounds crazy, David. I don't need a psychologist. I don't need somebody with a degree. I don't need somebody with a college diploma. I don't need a teacher. I don't need a scholar. I don't need that. I don't need that. People tell me that artificial intelligence is stupid. Using ChatGPT, I go to ChatGPT like a springboard, not for answers, David, but for a kaleidoscope of opinions. You have every opinion on earth in your pocket. And I'm going to be told by the same people that will just watch 30 years of ass shaking and YouTube videos and TV shows and video games. 30 years of that compared to somebody that listened to 30 years of podcasts. And I'm told it's not the same as a master's degree. But the stuff I've learned on a podcast has literally changed my life. It's got me better successes. It's made me more money. It's got me more physically fit. It got me a better girlfriend. It changed my standard of living, a higher quality of living. David and I are a danger to governments. So I think more than anything, I think what I'm really learning, David, this is the Jesus year indeed. I'd be 34 this October. God help me if I make it, David. But it feels like, seriously, I've been under more tests this year than I ever have in all the years before. Dave, you remember a time in the podcast, I used to write a journal from last year's birthday and read it to the following birthday.
That's correct.
I haven't even had time to do that. But now it seems like all these podcasts are like relics from the day past to the day before. Even the things I said yesterday seem like prophecy today. But we're told our voices don't matter. In a day and age when everybody does the same thing and dead internet, David, 60% of the internet is bots. So that means everything you consume, 60% of it is just a bot. That's without the algorithm favoring one of your bot favorites over the other. So let's say you sift through your fucking algorithm. By the end of it, 90% of the stream you have is actually just bot behavior. It's a bot account. It's not even a real person. It's ran by fraudulent people. It's videos that were filmed over the last 5 years and are released in sequences because they were on green screens. And if that didn't happen yet, that will happen soon, and it will happen then. You have 3 years to make a personal brand before we are replaced by robots. And by replaced by robots, I don't necessarily mean machines, David, but the way AI will operate, most of what we know won't even be here. That's not what I'm saying. That's not me saying it. Just like the chemtrails, just like the plastic in our food, just like the hormone disrupting chemicals, and now everybody's transgender. That's odd. Boys think they're girls and they look like girls. Dudes actually look like girls. Like I said, maybe they really are girls, David. If they can wipe out the Y chromosome, why wouldn't you become a female? Naturally, what other chromosome is left for sex, David? But this is what I mean. I've seen long enough now. I've seen long enough. I've spoken in public. I've been the fool. Carl Jung, coincidentally, David, said that the opposite of Christ is the Joker, is the clown. Because the clown becomes the savior. Because the clown is only the clown is the only one brave enough to be foolish, to be wrong long enough to be the savior for everything. Which is why the court jester could make fun of the king in front of the king. Because even a good king, David, knows that you must have humor about oneself. Where your subjects just grow to think that you're just a stick in the mud. I've been called stick in the mud that I have a tight asshole by family members, David. And what I think I'm beginning to realize is people get trapped in this phantom vision that they lock you into a certain year of your life and they never see you past that. And I can make more money than them. I can be more handsome. I can be fit. I can have a better girlfriend and a better life. I can drive a better car. I can have more money. That's just physically. I can be spiritually more aligned to God. I can, I can have like more happiness. I can measure my blood pressure and have less blood pressure. I could do all that for all these people. It wouldn't matter because it's locked in. And that's what's interesting. All the negative thoughts in your head, this is something we got to constantly remind ourselves, David. I know you don't necessarily battle the same things, I'm sure, because you're like a fucking 180 IQ genius, Yoda. But all the negative thoughts I have in my head are not even my own thoughts. And they're the very people that have vision blocked me, that have made me 9, 10, 13, 15, 17, 19. They never want to see me as a man and treat me as a man because they'll never see me as a man. You always be my little boy. And this happens to a lot of us. I didn't mean to start this podcast this way, but it seems that things in my life happen in certain order so that I see them in certain ways. And then I like to come on here and share them because honestly, David, remember the car crash story? The symbols that you get in your life come back way later, but they're still super relevant. And what's super dope about Dave is that he allows me to come on here and share these things because he's my greatest friend, one of the greatest men that ever lived, and one of the greatest people that I've ever met. And I think it says a lot about your character, Dave, that you're willing enough to entertain such drastic thought because in reality, I do know you knew before me, even. But it's just interesting to me that the way you start is never the way you end. And when I started this podcast, I I was with my daughter's mother and X, Y, and Z, and it's a weird the world is crazy. And I just appreciate everybody for the ride. And that's what I think more than anything. I think I've changed more in the last 2 or 3 years of my life than I ever have in the 30 years. But I used to tell kids we work with, David, that I would train in like automotive and teach them how to sand down cars and paint them and teach them everything I know. And I would be their big brother or their dad or their uncle or whatever. And we'd have fun, Dave. You know exactly what I'm talking about. When you get in the office, it kind of leaves you. But when you're in the shop, you can kind of really be a real person, even though you're super weird. And the thing I realized that when you teach young men, it's actually better for you to be more goofy because they need to see that adults can also be children. And in those moments, you learn a lot about yourself that like there's a lot more people looking for fathers and brothers than you realize. And you're actually a more role model than anything. And I just always found it odd that it's in those moments, David, that you're tested. And I just realized I always would tell those kids that I learned more of myself in the last 5 years than I did in the first 25. And I meant that. And I feel like I've learned more in the last 6 months, the last year, the last 2 years than I did in the 31 years before, the last 33 years before. Fuck, I learned something today. And there's always a saying, David, I hear I may be one of the only few people, David, that keeps keeping those sayings along. Do others that you would do to yourself, learn something new every day. It's not just a hat rack. All these old school sayings, they get recycled, but they don't get repeated enough. And I think we're just really seeing all that. And like I said, man, this I don't really I know I speak about not the robots. I use ChatGPT every day, all day, as much as I can because I'm trying to understand these things. You understand? And what's weird is this thing's also building a profile on me. So it's like this give and take that I have to learn from a machine that's learning me better. So it knows exactly how to tell me the things, which creates blind spots. And I'm a conspiracy theorist. So it's like, is it lying to me? And right. So it's like, the point I'm saying is, dude, I use AI more than the average person, just like I use YouTube to educate myself more than the average person. Just like I made more content. Dave and I have made more content than we probably consume at this point. And we're kind of at a roads here. I don't think people really understand. You have 3 years, maybe 5 years to do something. So I just think keep that in mind. Don't let your kids get in your way. Don't let your mom, don't let your dad, don't let your sister, don't let your brother, don't let your coworkers, don't let shame, don't let I'm speaking this to myself, obviously, David. I know you know that, but like we have 3 years, people, as people. So, don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna go out on Friday and Saturday and enjoy my night. Right? You know what I mean? I'm gonna take those 10 hours and get sleep deprived all weekend, Dave. I'm gonna go out and drink and dance with my lady, have a good ass time. But you know what I'm doing before all that, boys? I'm grinding. I'm trying to save myself in the matrix, trying to find a place in a world that we'll never understand. We come on this podcast naturally, Dave. I know we talk about this, and I'll leave it to you because I've gabbled enough here, rabbled. But this podcast naturally came out of just our conversations. That it became so involved and so intrinsic that the things we talked about literally became life. We spoke. What I forgot already because so many things we said. We brought up something and then it was brought up. It was like a state or something. We referenced Ohio and then Ohio's in this crazy. It's like, oh, we got to be sure what we're saying. But like, it's not like we're prophets or it's no ego. But this is what I'm saying. This is like, that's why I started. I want to be a billionaire, but not to be a billionaire. I would give all my fucking money away. I'd find ways, just like Bill Gates, the biggest farmer. I'm going to help people. I would do that, but really help people. I'd shut down these psychopaths. Or protect yourself, protect your family, build your community up. You know what I mean? Like prepare. But yeah, David, this just naturally formed from our conversation. It just seems now that we understand culture better than the things that tell us what culture is. And in a day and age when we're literally transitioning into a place that most people don't know what culture is, and then they're also told what the culture is by a computer. So I don't know, dude. Dave, you're awesome. You're dope. I love you, and I would not save humans with anybody else but you.
We're gonna have to save humans, Ryan, because we're running out of time. We're running out of time because, well, first of all, that was awesome. But there's so many things. A couple things. One, interdimensional beings. They're coming for us, Ryan. Aliens are interdimensional.
Where are they? I've been trying. Where are you?
Well, unfortunately for you're in the wrong dimension.
I'm just
Ryan.
How come they wouldn't find me? I would be the one. If they want to prove aliens,
Ryan,
I'm the guy. It's not
they're
the flat
not going to
earth guy
find
that
you
has
because
followers.
they don't want to find you. They're hiding from you. You've publicly said you're going to fuck them and then kill them.
David, they can intergalactically travel here. They're worried about their buttholes. That's what you're telling me?
Well, possibly. But right. I don't know. We'll see. Ryan, I'm cleaning out. It's a long story, but I'm cleaning out.
They're not real. I don't buy it. It's bullshit.
You're in the wrong dimension, right?
I don't care. It's bullshit. Don't send shit in my quasi crystal, dude. Get out of this multiverse, dude. I'm not doing it.
I am in the process of cleaning a basement out. Very long story. The story doesn't matter. But what does matter is I have found history in the basement of the house I have bought, Ryan.
Is it a white squirrel, David?
It is not a roll. Are you ready for this? This thing is
that going on the shelf, David?
It's on the shelf. She's thick, dude. It's next to anti-racist. It's next to anti-racist, baby. So I think
it should be in between that and 1984. It just would be.
It's between that and 48 Laws of Power.
Oh, even better. Even got
no
all
one
your
outshined the
classics here.
master.
48 Laws of Power, the Fall and Rise of the Third Reich.
Anti-racist, baby.
I love that. That's the out of all that encyclopedia class, that's the only one that dude probably bought. He's like, nope, I need the Hitler book.
better get that Rise and Fall of the Third Reich.
Imagine you just go to every bookstore and be like, where's your books on Hitler?
Specifically, just need Hitler books.
Just want Hitler. Autobiographies on Hitler, please.
Dude, it's a thick boy. Like, this thing is.
Is it small writing too? Show us a screenshot.
Oh my god, dude!
Document can. Any pictures, David?
No. This thing is thick.
Does he have anything marked? Have you flipped through?
Yeah, actually, I'm not going to be able to find it, but there were like parts of it that were like underscored. Oh, here's some right here. This is literally underlined with pencil. Finishing off the encircled enemy army is to be left to the Air Force. This exclamation mark of contempt indicates that Göring had intervened with Hitler, and it is now known that he did. He offered to liquidate the entrapped enemy troops with his Air Force alone. Yeah, I got some reading ahead of me, Ron.
The Luftwaffe?
I just thought it was interesting that was like there were a couple other books here, but I was like, this was out of the blue. Ryan.
Out of the blue eyes, David.
There's so much. There's so much, and I don't even know where to start.
That one day of not potting fucked us.
Rumble
fucked us.
Okay, first of all, I'm gonna replay this clip, and I'm sure, Ryan, I'm sure you remember this. Hopefully, just a refresher for anyone who may not have seen this. I'm gonna put this up real quick. This is the slightly out of context clip. We played the more full context clip, which didn't, in my opinion, didn't make it much better.
Exit the vehicle now! Exit the vehicle! When he pulled me over, he walked up, opened my door because my window don't work, right? Okay. And then I said, so what I did wrong? Yeah. He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, okay. There's multiple people headlights off, first of all. And then there's no rain.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. There's clouds, so I'm going to punch your fucking window out and hit you in the face.
Can you pull that law
Yeah,
up?
when you step out of the car, I will.
Can you call your supervisor? Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now! Exit the vehicle!
All right. We don't have to play the whole thing. The reason
I hate this shit, dude. I hate it. Well, it's almost as bad as the gun thing. I fucking hate it, dude.
Here's the great news, Ryan.
Guys get pensions to whoop our asses. It's fucking.
System has systems in place, so we can do great things like internal reviews, investigations, do full reports, and we can hold people accountable. Right? That's
the police are going to investigate themselves, David.
Exactly, and yeah, and the system works flawlessly. Okay, so the great news, Ryan, prosecutors have in fact cleared the Florida deputy, ruling his actions were justified after William McNeil refused multiple lawful orders to exit the car. So legally speaking, not complying means they can get violent with you.
Yeah. It's crazy you only care about it when it happens to black people in their car and not you every fucking day.
You think it's in here?
It's probably in there.
What happened when people were non-compliant with Hitler?
I don't know, David. They all became Nazi camp concentration camps.
He's just following orders, Ryan.
I'm just licking the boots, David.
as long as they were democratically elected, Ryan, and they were following the laws on the books, as long as these people were elected democratically and followed the laws on the books, I don't see an issue with it. You must comply.
As if you.
Are we supposed to be okay with this? This is just like floated out here, like, oh well,
The
the
problem
prosecutor
I
looked
have,
into it.
David, the problem we should really have is that we can't smash in a cop's window and punch him in the fucking face when he doesn't listen to the citizens.
Well, what if he's
We
not
can't do that
complying,
to a
Ryan?
politician. We can't do that to the president, but they can do it to. It doesn't. They
hold
don't
on.
comply with the will of the vote. David, you're telling me all those people have complied with the will of the voters. I'm sure every time everybody's pulled over, they're justified for speeding, right?
Well,
I don't
let
think
me
speeding's
just
a crime. I don't think you should get a ticket for speeding. Sorry, I don't think you should get a ticket for a fucking seatbelt. I think there should only be crimes for violent crimes and aggressive crimes and property damage crimes. But then, David, I'm just called a fucking conspiracy theorist by the very people that have the system in check to use it against me. This is insanity. It will never happen. You are never going to vote your way to freedom. It doesn't happen. It will never exist. Whatever you get will be imitation. It will be plastic. It will be a forgery. It will be an imprint and it will be a copy. It will be a tenth of what it's supposed to be. You'll have borrowed freedom like England. They'd throw me in prison. People laugh at David. I told my coworkers that. They fucking laughed at me. I was like, I don't know what is so funny.
Did you show them that 30 people a day were arrested?
I told them the numbers.
3 times as many people were arrested for speaking online than they were for being pedophiles in England. Is it funny now?
I told them that statistic. They're like, you really knew that? I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Are you kidding me? They're more worried about me talking than kid fuckers. Yeah, I'm going to look that up. And you know what? I would use that in court. I don't even need a lawyer. Put the shit in ChatGPT for me. I'll ask ChatGPT to pull up all the shit on the law books.
Let me tell you this.
Bullshit. I'm not doing it.
This is so relevant. Everyone has been sharing this like it's funny and it's hilarious and whatever. But it's so relevant to what we're talking about with sex trafficking and government overreach and all these things. What would happen if you walked up to a police and broke his window in, right? Oh, you didn't comply. They were my orders. You didn't comply. Oh, I have to comply to your orders, but you can't comply to my orders. But you're not above the law, though.
Yeah, and I'm also not allowed to have a gun to protect myself against the very system that has all the guns. Are you fucking serious?
Cash Patel, Pam Bondi both shared this to their ex account, which is so tone deaf. It's wild to me. Now, while they do continue to cover up for Epstein and pedophiles and sex traffickers, thankfully, they are more than proud to share the fact that this man was arrested because he's clearly a danger to society. Yeah, he threw a Subway sub at a police officer.
Assaulting a police officer, clearly, David.
There goes.
Foot long.
It was. He went full out too. He committed.
$100,000 a year to tackle a footway sandwich chaser, huh?
And man, they had to work for it. That dude didn't look fast. They could not catch him. Should police be out of shape, Ryan?
No. They should be more in shape than the average person.
This is the same argument against female cops, by the way. Since female cops are weaker, they are more prone to force. What happens if you have a fat cop and he can't run you down? Is he going to be more prone to force? Fuck, I've been chasing this guy for 30 seconds. I can't run this long. You could say that's crazy. You could say
David, I mean,
I don't think so. I think if you're
the average person
can't somebody and you can't compete, you're going to pull out the equalizer.
And you're going to shoot him?
Sure, the guy just assaulted you, Ryan. Surely you would be justified. I guarantee it if the prosecutor looked at it, they would find your force was justified, Ryan, because they are, after all, investigating themselves.
if they shot that guy and killed him, I'd help them take the courthouse apart personally, David. Clearly, I'd be upset. I would financially, politically, clearly, David, not violently. I would peacefully take apart the courthouse because there is no laws in this country. Apparently, shouldn't assault a police officer. I pay 60% taxes to be told I got to pay more tax. I can't have universal basic income. I can't have college. And I can't have free health care for everybody. But you can fund wars that aren't wars for people that just blow shit up all the time. The Jews don't run the world. But did you hear about the uranium, David? Netanyahu said that the uranium is undamaged.
The one that was in the bunkers that we did double bunker bomb busting.
The James Bond movie
in Iran. Top Gun. They okay. I heard this. I might have to double check this, but Iran conveniently emptied the nuclear facilities before they were bombed.
Oh, that's weird. It's almost like they knew they were coming.
Let me see if I can find. Maybe I made this up. I don't think so. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can find this. Maybe I was just fooled by a headline, Ryan.
Deceivery.
Reports indicate that Iran may have moved its enriched uranium and some centrifuges out of its nuclear facilities before the U.S. strikes in June 2025. Early U.S. intelligence assessments suggest the strikes primarily targeted the facilities themselves rather than the nuclear material. Specifically, there are reports that enriched uranium and centrifuges were moved from Natanz to Fordow, two key nuclear sites before the attacks.
What are they covering up, dude? Like what are you covering up?
Just to be clear, this is like the key sign of arson, right? If your house burns down and they come to do an investigation and they're like, wait a minute, did you lose anything in the fire? And be like, no, like me and my dogs were on vacation. You're like, oh, okay, that's kind of convenient.
You just took out an insurance policy on your business for $1 million for fire damage?
Do you have any like valuables or anything there? Well, no, I moved a bunch of paintings and like stuff to
Joe Biden paintings.
Yeah. Well, we were painting this one room. Like, they will catch you every time. If you move valuables or living things out of the house before you burn it to the ground to collect insurance money, they're going to catch you every time because it's the most obvious giveaway. How the fuck did Iran, first of all, how long does it take to move a nuclear facility? This isn't moving out of a studio apartment. You don't just pick up overnight. A nuclear facility moved? Centrifuges, Ryan. Centrifuges and uranium just moved out of the facility before a super secret attack on Iran?
Super secret, but you didn't get any photographs of them moving it? You got them all the pictures before, though, David. All the intel before. You didn't know the intel. They moved them. Maybe they did in the middle of the night, David. You know, satellites don't work in the dark. You know, solar panels and all.
Super secret stealthy mission. It didn't kill anybody. We just blew up the facilities, but we didn't blow up the important stuff that would have been in the facilities. Just the facilities. So you blew up drywall. Like what are we talking about here?
You and I should run for president and use ChatGPT as our political chief campaign strategist and tell
I've
run the whole government with AI. You have Gronk, I have ChatGPT, and then
we'll see which AI wins an election.
No, we'll both run. We'll both be together, same ticket, but we'll use them as our cabinet.
I would use Grok, use ChatGPT, and we'll see who gets elected. No, I always thought this, like Trump specifically too. But I know I would follow this advice. I would never hire a campaign advisor, like a guy who would advise all my policy and speaking, because he's going to take away from what I'm trying to do. He's going to try to clean me up. Well, you must be clean, polished, and wear a suit, and you must talk.
Don't say fuck.
Well, remember, Ryan, we must be very calm and respectful, and we certainly must talk.
Because the neuro-linguistic programming only works when we're super calm and collective, Dave. And political Stockholm syndrome and Overton window only sets in with pure
I would
propaganda.
never do that. I would hit the stage and I'd start talking about fucking them moving
Interdimensional beings.
centrifuges and interdimensional beings, cover-ups, sex trafficking. I think there's interdimensional sex traffickers, Ryan. You want
Do you
to
think aliens like kids?
you want to hit the stage? You want to hit a political debate stage and say there's interdimensional sex traffickers? I guarantee you there's not a campaign advisor on Earth who would recommend doing that.
Alex Jones is your campaign advisor. Yeah, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go out there with a document. I did DMT one time. I seen Hitler. What, dude? He was an elf.
Speaking of the craziest shit you've ever heard in your life, and I never heard this before. So, backtrack. As I'm cleaning up the basement today, I'm like, let's see what I can put on.
Rise and Fall of the Third Reich.
What I put on was some Rogan. I'm like, I haven't listened to Rogan in a while. Let's see who he's had. So I'm scrolling through all his people. Well, one of his most recent episodes is Representative Anna Paulina Luna, who is one, and two, she tells a story about the CIA finding the Ark of the Covenant. Have you heard this?
Yeah, loosely. Is that the dream? Does she lucid dream? She the lucid dreamer?
Maybe. I can find out for you, Ryan. I'll do research. Let me put
her look her up, David.
Let me put her up on the screen.
She's hot, eh?
Hold on. So, I don't think we have to watch the whole clip here because it's a little longer, but certainly just to get the gist of it, because I never even heard this story, and this is some of the craziest shit I ever heard in my life.
What's interesting is the CIA allegedly located the Ark of the Covenant. I think the
remote viewed.
They remote viewed it. You can actually find that. You should actually pull
Ethiopia?
it up. No, not in Ethiopia, but it was in a Middle Eastern country. They weren't able to locate the actual. I think the New York Post did an article on it where they actually had the handwritten notes on the Ark of the Covenant location, and they remote viewed it. You should ask them to pull it up. Yeah, I'm serious about it.
Did they go there and see if they
I don't
were
know.
correct?
They did. I don't know. This is like Indiana Jones.
What?
But
Decades-old CIA documents on Ark of the
It's
Covenant.
literally the plot.
Classified group text spat. What?
Wait, like, yeah.
It was a group text argument that caused this
Pause
stuff to.
Pull up the New York Post one because they actually have the handwritten notes.
Clearly, David, the people in charge of all the media, entertainment, print, news media, movies, script writing, they would never, ever, ever, David, put something in a movie, make you watch it, and it actually be the real life event that you're living. They would never do nothing like that. They would never also cover things that happen in movie form to make you think that they could also recreate real events so that you could be programmed for future events that they program you with their little script writing that they do.
I don't know how many times we have to see this before people catch on, but and this goes back to what Kevin said forever ago on our show. These people can't help themselves. They have to tell you what they're doing.
It's written. I don't know if it's in their code. I don't want to say it's in their code because they're creeps and fucking fuckbags, but they do have like vows. Like it's like, I don't know if it's like a vow to Lucifer or like a vow to like evil energy, but they are here to do, the people that do the most evil shit know they're doing evil. They're proud of it and they openly brag about it. That's what they mean about like the demons reveal themselves, right? You see oh God, I don't know the actual saying in the Bible or whatever, but it's in there. Like they reveal themselves to you when you say their name. If you've ever seen the movie Fallen with Denzel Washington, I think it was late 80s, early 90s movie, super, super good movie. But it's about an angel, a fallen angel that is like a demon, and he starts killing humans. And Denzel Washington is a detective, and the demon possesses people, right? He's like an entity. He's like a fog. So Denzel goes down like the spiritual investigation, and the one way that spoiler on a 20-year-old movie, 30-year-old movie, David, when he names it, that's how you like set it free. And that's how it will reveal itself. And if whatever possessed person it's in, you say its name, it will be revealed. So that's been in all writings and all books and everything else. I think if we as people were to start saying that is the devil, if we were to start using that language out loud, you would actually see people bug the fuck out. I kind of believe that. when the world is upside down, David, Satan runs it. It doesn't surprise me the Ark of the Covenant is found. It was put in the Bible. I wouldn't doubt it.
It's from the remote viewer that actually documents it.
Okay.
It should be, I think it's like the New York Post.
That's so funny.
Oh, there you go.
There
Top
it
one. This is wild because it actually goes into descriptions of angels too. And so actually in Enoch it talks about, well, if you scroll down, now you can probably click on the scribed because it'll show you all the documents from the actual
Remote viewing
declassified
is the
files. This is
woman.
also on CIA.gov.
What year was this?
What's that?
There is a woman. She was on Sean Ryan, and she was a remote viewer. If I'm not mistaken, David, I know you're like in the middle of something. Maybe we can look after. But remote viewing is like you astral project.
Interesting. They don't get too much into the remote viewing side of this.
Okay. I mean, maybe the CIA uses a different thing, but I'm under the inclination. There was like a thing about a woman. She could like time travel through astral projection, and she went to the time of Christ, and she was employed by the government to do this job. Like, this isn't. And he asked her, because he's religious, Sean Ryan, right? I know I've shared him on the program, but he was like into cocaines and strippers real bad, and then God saved him type shit. But he asked her, like, did you go and see Christ? And she's like, yeah, I did. It's like, it's fucking real, but I just wonder if that's what this ties into. If I'm not mistaken, David, the Ark of the Covenant is like, it's the cross that carried Christ, and it has eternal life or something. Like, it basically is an infinite perpetual motion machine, or it makes mana. It turns inorganic material organic, or
Yeah, I don't know the specifics of it. I do know it holds some immense power.
it's like a nuclear reactor.
Yeah, yes, yeah, but yeah, this gets crazy.
This happened recently. This was like a couple months ago that this just kind of came all out.
Right, but what year was this project? Does it say?
1988.
88.
5 December 1988.
Wow.
So scroll down.
So in 88, they found the Ark of the Covenant?
Allegedly they remote viewed it. We don't know if they followed up
Who was
on
president back then? Reagan?
Go down.
Bush?
Senior. Okay, so scroll down and then you'll see that. So this is like, they're going through in the notes. You have to read it, but you can scroll down. This is kind of.
So he's like drawing where it is.
The remote viewer. So you have like the different things that are describing it. And if you keep going, you'll see like a cherubim. Keep going.
It's like showing the peak of a
wait,
building.
sorry, go up a little bit. So that's interesting because if you look into so there's like a wheel text. If you look into Enoch's description of angels and Ezekiel too, I think that's kind of a tie, but go down more. So, but yeah, you have like the actual here purpose of container. They should have like a cherubim drawing somewhere down here. Oh yeah, see, so that would be the seraphim. So it's interesting.
That would be the what?
The seraphim.
That's how it's opened.
Yeah. So basically, when they.
Dude, what the fuck? So
I don't know what a seraphim is. This is the first time I've ever heard of this.
That's what I mean. Like, this is like wildly in depth. Like, it's pretty advanced. But my understanding is this is.
Well, the Book of Enoch is like, that's where all those emerald tablets come from and stuff. So I could see that. But it's like ancient Sumerian myths, basically creation myths.
It's interesting because, well, a couple things. One, I think the Book of Enoch, isn't it kind of disregarded by like modern Christianity?
Christian scholars do, yeah. They don't necessarily. Well, I've also heard that there's portions of the Book of Enoch incorporated into the Old Testament. So the book is there. It's just things get disproven by other gospels, basically.
They describe the ark, and so he's going through describing. So these are the hand notes for it, and then it actually says that it's in a Middle Eastern country. The remote viewer describes.
The idea, if the Ark of the Covenant is in Sumerian tablets in general, and it also be in Christianity, I think is indicative of it enough that it needs to be something more than not. You know what I mean? Like, just the idea is cross-cultural. It's kind of like the idea that it's cross-cultural, but people are just dumb and brainwashable is just. I think it's maybe that's why they had a standardized education, is make us all dumb enough to believe. Because by the time you get old enough, you kind of believe, like, there ain't no fucking way that a bunch of 30-year-old people were just like, yeah, God's real, and not believe it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't get me to do nothing I don't want to do. Whatever. It's weird. Whole thing's weird.
The clothing in which individuals are in the area. I feel like I'm describing like an Indiana Jones movie, but this is actually from the CIA.
This image, scroll back to where what is that thing? Is that the corner of the box?
Of the Covenant. Yeah, he's describing, if you go up, and these are actually the handwritten notes on what was described by the remote viewer. And you have to go through the entire document. But yeah, that's what's described surrounding the Ark.
Do you know what they asked him to find?
Well, the Ark of the Covenant.
They
you can
asked
find it in
him
the
to
document.
go look for the Ark of the Covenant.
If you go higher up in the documents, it's over there.
Right. But if you ask me to go look for the Ark of the Covenant, like, I know what I'm looking for, right?
That's fucking crazy, dude. Some of the shit the CIA is doing. Like I said, we don't have to watch the whole clip, but I highly recommend everyone goes watch the episode in general, because they get into just a ton of crazy shit. But what was I going to look up?
Astro or remote viewing.
Yes, that's it.
When the CIA was using remote viewing, what was it?
Remote viewing is the purported ability to perceive information about a distant or unseen target using the power of the mind without relying on conventional sensory input like sight, sound, or touch. It's a concept often associated with parapsychology and has been investigated by intelligence agencies like the CIA and the U.S. military. Well, some believe
clearly, David, they shut all those organizations down and just stopped funding millions of dollars. They would never.
The description gets even better. While some believe it to be a real phenomenon with potential applications, there's no scientific consensus. It's pseudoscience, Ryan.
Pseudoscience that found the Ark of the Covenant, huh?
That the CIA uses. CIA is real big on pseudoscience, right, Ryan?
Yeah, this kind of reminds me when science gets better as they lie to me about it.
Yeah. I should probably trust the consensus, since the consensus is they should lie to us. Yeah, let me get right on that. How about fuck you? How about
that? Get fucked.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, that's that's some crazy shit, though. That's absurd. I don't know if we talked about this yet. I don't think we did talk about this. I think I meant to bring it up and then we never had a chance. Oh, here it is. U.S. Homeland Security will acquire advanced iris biometric scanning technology from Bi-Squared Technologies for ICE to identify individuals in seconds from virtually anywhere. Biometric iris scanning from like great vast distances, by the way. This isn't there. You have to put something right in your face.
So you can see my eyeball like a mile away and know it's me. My eyeball.
How fucking crazy is that? But don't worry. I know what you're thinking, but
eyeball is crazy. They don't have Jewish space lasers that burn Hawaii to the ground or pedophile islands, but they know it's me from 10 miles away from my eyeball with a laser beam.
I know what you're thinking, but the thing is, that's really important to remember, is that this is developed for ICE, so they're just going to use it on illegal immigrants, right? And surely not on anyone else.
Clearly, we're all illegal immigrants in the new America, David. We're all immigrants in the global government, David.
Oh, I think we played. Did we play the representative? What is her name? Delia Ramirez. Did we play the clip of her saying that she puts Guatemala first in a clip? I think we might have.
We covered her on Twitter talking about it. I don't think
it's like literally treason. So she's back for a follow up.
About that. I mean, for us members of Congress, for me, who is a daughter of immigrants, who half my family is still undocumented, watching.
Half my family is still undocumented. I put Guatemala first. This person, I would recommend a campaign advisor. I recommend she gets an advisor. She should probably stop talking.
Okay, be like, yo, shut the fuck up.
Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your lips. The treadmill. Shut your lips. You're doing a terrible
Yo,
job.
you're an elected official, and half of your family is undocumented still.
Dude. And by the way, can you pull a string, please? What are you doing if half your family is undocumented? You're telling me you can't move some paperwork along? I put Guatemala first. Okay, shush. Stop it. Stop. Half my family's legal immigrants. Oh, shush. Stop talking. Shut up. You're an idiot. Don't say that.
Wow, dude.
We've always said this, Ryan, especially since Ben Shapiro tried to say it and was wrong. By and large, as a general rule of thumb, these people know exactly what they're doing, Ryan. But every once in a while, there may be somebody who's just kind of stupid. This girl might actually be stupid. I'm not sure. Because if there's like a grand master plan here, I don't know what it is. She's got me fooled. She might just be dumb, right? I don't know if you want to publicly go on to a news segment, MSNBC or not, and tell everyone that half your family is illegal immigrants. Maybe that needed more clarification. Maybe they're here on visas. They're just not fully documented yet. I don't know.
I don't need more clarification of open tyrants, David, that are like literally proclaiming that they're going to use my country to help countries.
Maybe she puts Guatemala first, but like America's tied for first, right? Maybe she could have had some more clarification there. I'm not sure.
1 and 1A.
Yeah, possibly. Oof. Oh,
let them eat cake.
This is just a wild like hodgepodge of clips today, but that's just because I found so many good ones. I'm moving to South Carolina, and I have found my new governor. Just so you know, this man is running for governor. If you live in South Carolina, please vote for him because he would just make the best.
Just a black.
My fitness when I wake up in the morning. You right into yourself, Joe.
William, can I talk to you?
That's gonna give you some grace, but no slack. You ain't getting off your bitch. My guess is your crimes are against humanity.
He's a fucking legend.
Your crimes are against humanity? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
My flames could start to slow down a little bit. Man, you motherfuckers, man. So what happened was
he hammered?
In a lawsuit known as a class action, okay, which class is stupid, the class members, right, don't get the money. It's everybody at the top. Now I know why Ron Motley's no longer with us. And no, I don't think the man didn't take him out. Ron has so much pain in him. The last time I saw him before he died, his eyes were just yellow.
For the record, I have no fucking idea what this guy is talking about.
He's fucking hammered.
I know what that is. Because I know what that bottle will do to you. That didn't make Ron Motley an unjust man.
Well, Motley,
that made him one of the most just and pure people, humans, to ever walk this earth. He was just tormented inside. Ron, I'm not here to judge you, my friend. I love you.
What the fuck? What the fuck is this guy talking about? Yeah, I absolutely am moving to South Carolina.
Your crimes are against humanity.
humanity. South Carolina Democrats candidate for governor was arrested wearing only underwear, cursing, using the N-word, and claiming to be both God and Superman. My guy, this dude, absolute legend. Officers reported that McLeod eyes were extremely bloodshot and highly dilated.
Yo, that headline got more extreme as it went in underwear, said the N-word, and said he was Jesus and Superman.
And Superman. This guy fucking rules.
Eyes dilated. He's probably on coke too.
That guy.
Hammered.
Your
coked
crimes
out.
are against humanity. Oh my god. I don't know who he's
That might be
running
one of the
against.
best clips we've covered on the show, Dave. That's almost as good as the. No, that's better than Nancy Pelosi hammer attack.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. That video of them opening the door and they're just holding. Oh, what are you doing? Oh my god, dude.
To be fair.
This isn't even real life, dude. None of this shit even matters. I hope you guys know.
It's all simulation.
This is not. It's not even important.
He's in underwear because they're in South Carolina and it's probably hot AF there. So that makes sense. He was drunk because can a man have
Imagine
some
a guy
alcohol?
yelling at you about crimes against humanity when his dick's just like on half a layer of underwear away. Oh, fucking hammered. That guy looked like he was like 6 feet tall too. So he's this tall, drunk, fucking obnoxious government guy, loaded. Thinks he's
God
Jesus
and Superman.
Say the end. Super Democrat. Glad the Democrats never changed, Dave.
Holy fuck. Ryan, I want you to rate this idea.
Your crimes against humanity. Oh, fuck, dude.
That's gonna be a one-liner on the show for a little while.
Blackstone. No, you're not going to come in and outbid a family of 4 who wants to buy this home, grow that family to 6,
Right.
get a new job, and contribute to the community. Blackstone has done nothing for our country. Everyday Americans built this country. They deserve single-family homes, not private equity giants. We did not sign up for a country where a company like Blackstone can take money from Chinese overseas investors, come into our communities, take homes that belong to Americans, outbid homes that belong to Americans. The social and economic repercussions of that are off the charts. When my dad was growing up in the 1960s, half of 30-year-olds like him were married and owned their home. Today, Charles, only 15% of 30-year-olds own their home and are married. This is a generational crisis. And
I'd be curious on the statistic when they say 15% own a home and are married. Do they own the home or do they share a home with a bank? Because 15% would be high if their home is paid off and they own it.
I'm assuming 15.
They have mortgages. Yeah. Okay.
Well, David, that is money. So.
Well. Interest rates from the Fed, but it also starts with real reforms to property taxes in my home state of Florida.
So his idea, well, it says it a little bit in the headline there, but his idea is to reduce property tax to 0 if the home's value is less than $500,000.
So what? BlackRock can buy them all up?
Well, here's the thing.
I'm not selling the fucking equity firms.
Well, yes. So this is what gets tricky. I agree with the premise of what he's getting after, 100%. But what's tricky is his plan. Well, it sounds nice, and it would certainly benefit me if it was national. It doesn't solve the problem. How does reducing property tax on less than $500,000 that would only make sense if BlackRock, Blackstone, Black fucking Pebbles, if these people only bought houses for over $500,000, but they buy everything up, so you're just reducing some of their taxes. Ryan, your answer. How about you just don't fucking sell it to them in the first place?
Yeah, like, I don't know. It's kind of like how there's insider trading in Congress. Like, how about we just not allow that to happen at a legal level? Like, how about we make it illegal for 401k brokerage firms to be backed up by them buying real estate to leverage their stock portfolio to claim that they're gaining more value as a portfolio in an ETF? It's probably not do that. Because what you're
saying
telling
sell
me,
houses to like individuals.
what you're doing by extension, David, is you're telling me that the stock market being able to stay afloat so everybody can maybe retire one day when our money's not devalued, so that rich people. We probably shouldn't sell to companies that use that house to just gain value so that they can go to a bank to buy more things so that they can blast rockets off on Mars and drill holes and leave me here. They're using ETF companies to buy you out of the market so that you continuously have to rent from them so that there is no ownership because they don't want you to be owners of anything. This policy will not work. It's not designed to work. It's designed to exacerbate the problem because the information being shared on the internet is accelerating. Which is why tyrants have to loosen their grasp very slowly and then very quickly. They have to make you think that it's not a ploy, David. Trump may never give up power. I thought of this the other day, actually.
I don't buy that.
We got 3 years, Dave.
Yeah.
To build a brand. I don't know what that means for a president.
Well,
If
the
the
3 years isn't
president,
coincidence, I can tell you that.
if the president can go to ChatGPT and get better information than the intelligence agency.
Ryan, we've said this on the show before. The reason these companies, you kind of touched on it a bit too, but the reason these companies are running around and buying all these assets is because assets are worth money and money is not. And there's a lot of, and I'm not claiming I know anywhere near as much as like some of these big hotshot financial guys. But I guarantee you I know a lot more than the average person on finances. And a lot of people think what they want is a lot of money in their bank account. And I'm telling you that is stupid. Go buy things that hold value. Buy houses, buy stocks, buy cryptocurrencies, buy even
Gold.
crypto. Yeah, physical gold is a good hedge against inflation in general. The problem with crypto is it isn't a physical item. It's not a physical commodity. I, even as a purchaser of crypto myself, I don't know if I love it long term, because in my opinion, if this bitch goes sideways, and I mean like if our economy gets flipped upside down, let's say tomorrow they decide they're releasing the Epstein files, Ryan, and it shuts down the global economy, right? That's what we're getting told. That's why we can't release it. It would just damage the whole world economy. Crypto will no longer have value. Gold will still have value.
A house will be better.
So just really think about like when you're tying into investments, stocks will still have value. Maybe it depends on if in my scenario, stocks don't have value either. Your 401k is zero. Who cares? Throw it out. So I'm just saying when you're thinking about investing for the future, think about what you think the future is going to be. Because if you think it's going to be status quo, then stocks and 401k and cryptocurrency, and that's all great. That's fine. And gold's still good. It's still a hedge against inflation. Housings are always a good bet no matter what. But if this thing gets fucking flipped upside down, and I'm talking the economy explodes, like the global economy crashes, doesn't exist, it's ripped down to the studs. There's very few things on earth that are worth money. One of them is a strong military. That's why my plan, Ryan, as president, when I win the Grok Mecha Hitler presidency, my plan is to borrow the remaining $75 trillion that are left on Earth and to build a super military, because when the Earth now crashes, because I'm not paying that debt off and I now own all of the money on Earth, my mega military will be unbeatable and you can't win.
Will you have the David Dome instead of the Golden Dome?
I will have no dome because I don't need it, because I have a $75 trillion military.
Fuck. Ask Gronk what a $75 trillion military would be like.
I will read Grok's response. Let's see. What
If I had $75 trillion to invest in the military,
$75 trillion
dollar investment in the military.
Look like? Oh god, I broke Grok. It did nothing. Oh no. Grok, can you go? This is about to be long. Oh yeah, we're going. A $75 trillion military would be a colossal, unparalleled force, dwarfing current global military spending, around $2.2 trillion annually, and surpassing the GDP of most nations. Is that not the GDP of all nations? For perspective, the U.S. defense budget in 2025 is roughly $858 billion. This hypothetical military, whether belonging to a single nation or a coalition, would redefine warfare, geopolitics, and technology. Here's a speculative look at its potential. Manpower, a standing force of 50 to 100 million personnel, including active duty reserves and support staff. Dedicated branches for land, sea, air, space, cyber, and emerging domains like neural or quantum warfare. Holy shit. We are getting interdimensional aliens. I am evicting them. Global
interdimensional warfare is nuts, dude. Quantum warfare? Fucking Ant-Man?
Thousands of bases across every continent with underwater, Arctic, and orbital outposts. Rapid response forces could deploy anywhere on Earth within hours, supported by hypersonic transport.
Well, that's all I need is money to get hypersonic.
Apparently, yeah, 75 trillion will do it. We have enough money on Earth to make it happen.
We can't. We have the capability.
Technology and equipment, land forces, millions of autonomous tanks, drones, and robotic infantry with AI-driven tactics. Soldiers equipped with exosuits, neural interfaces, or genetic enhancements for superhuman performance. Advanced weaponry includes railguns, directed energy weapons, lasers, microwaves, and self-healing materials like graphene armor. Naval forces, fleets of thousands of fusion-powered supercarriers, submarines, and amphibious platforms. Hypersonic missiles, railguns, and underwater drone swarms dominate. Mobile sea bases and floating cities project power globally. Can somebody, I need Ryan, you're a film guy, pick your favorite director. Somebody needs to make a movie about my idea of the $75 trillion super military.
James Cameron.
You know what's crazy?
Michael Bay.
James Cameron literally was the guy I was going to say.
James Cameron with Avatar. This sounds like an Avatar movie. Dun dun.
Space forces.
Fucking
orbital platforms with kinetic weapons.
You gotta ask Gronk if this is just a fantasy story or is this actually possible if I have the money.
I will. Yeah.
This seems crazy.
Space forces. This is good though because it says orbital platforms with kinetic weapons, and it quotes rods from God. Laser defenses and satellite constellations for surveillance and communication, moon or asteroid bases for resource extraction and strategic dominance, spacecraft capable of intercepting threats beyond low Earth orbit, cyber and information warfare, AI-driven cyber systems that can cripple nations' infrastructure instantly, quantum computers ensure unbreakable encryption and unparalleled hacking capabilities. Exotic technologies, R&D into speculative tech like cloaking devices, plasma shields, neural warfare, investment in AI superintelligence for strategic planning, infrastructure and logistics, strategic implications, speculative scenarios here. Let's planetary defense. Caveats. Feasibility. No single nation could sustain 75 trillion without radically transforming global economy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not paying back the debt.
We're out of money.
And you can't make me.
We're out of money.
And now you can't outspend me. I win.
Yeah. That's part of the military, right, David? That's part of the $75 trillion.
I really need everyone to understand that I'm only partially kidding. I really do think this would work. Risks. Such a military
Dave, I don't think you're
be...
kidding at all. I don't think you're kidding at all.
Such a military could destabilize the world through arms races. There's no arms race. I own everything. There's no arms race. You aren't outspending me. I have all the money on Earth, and you can't get any of it because I have a $75 trillion military. And I'm not paying the debt back, and you can't make me.
And I'm going to borrow more money to pay to buy the military.
In summary, a $75 trillion military would be a sci-fi-like juggernaut, blending cutting-edge and speculative technologies with unmatched scale. It would dominate every domain of warfare, reshape global power dynamics, and push humanity towards a new era. I'm going to ask, how much of that is actually possible? I feel like it just repeated itself. Near future potential. Current feasibility. Deterrence, $75 trillion would dominate globally. Economic strain. What's actually possible? Conclusion. With 75 trillion, a military could achieve unprecedented scale. Yes, 10 to 20 years.
So money. So literally money is preventing us from space
money
travel.
in 2 decades.
But I think it just takes 2 decades to get the money.
Well, you would have to build all the stuff too.
I got a fucking quantum computer with fucking warfare. I have a bug in my car.
This would work. I like this plan. I like this. When I become the Grok Mecha Hitler president, Ryan, I can't wait to achieve a $75 trillion military.
Let's murder the bug live on air, David. Well, Mecha Hitler's got a Mecha Hitler, you know? Well, it's good to know that we're here to save the Earth, David. If we can't fight the robots, we will join the robots. Use the robots for neuro-linguistic warfare. And Dave and Ryan will always be here on Rumble for December 17th, 73. Catch us on Rumble for the greatest podcast in human history. As always, David, I appreciate you most for your time. And Sam, she's sleeping. And I'll see everybody tomorrow for Friday.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Ryan.